The Towson University Tigers men's lacrosse team had a rough day Saturday. We're here to talk about it. The Tiger Lacrosse Report starts now.
For an athlete, there's nothing scarier than a torn ACL.
Athletes trust us with their care and their careers because we're a recognized leader in sports medicine.
Get back to your active life sooner with MedStar Sports Medicine.
Wise Market's ice cream plant is based in Sunbury, Pennsylvania, and it's locally owned and operated. We've been making our ice cream for nearly 50 years. We create roughly 70 flavors of ice cream right now. We use local ingredients, especially our cream, which is from our milk plant. The cream is what gives our ice cream a rich and creamy texture. Now together with our customers, we've created a product called Peanut Butter Indulgence, which will be coming out this summer. It's a peanut butter ice cream with sea salt caramel swirl, chocolate covered pretzel. How could you go wrong with that? Personally, I love our ice cream. You come to our house at any given time, you'll find at least 5 packets of ice cream in our freezer. Our kids grew up eating Wise quality ice cream, and now we get to treat our grandchildren to it. It's been a pleasure for me to be tasting ice cream for over 40 years for Wise Markets, and I'm loving every minute of it.
Welcome to this edition of the Tiger Lacrosse Report. I'm your host, Spiro Morekas, along with the head coach of the Tigers, Shawn Nadelen. And Coach, the Tigers took on the Hoyas of Georgetown this past Saturday, a team that has snuck into the top 20 and obviously a little better than Georgetown teams of the past few years. And you guys got off to a rough start, but you bounced back, and by the end of the first quarter, you had the lead. How did you feel going into the second quarter?
Kind of 50-50, the way we started, and then the way we finished that quarter was, a little different. We still weren't playing clean. We weren't playing great, especially defensively. Got really concerned through the second quarter defensively with how potent Georgetown's offense was able to be against our guys. We knew they were talented coming in. Bucaro obviously had a big game against us last year. He had another big game against us. We haven't done a good job containing him, but he's a really good player, and that's a credit to him. So I was a little bit more worried defensively than I was offensively. It just felt like whoever had the ball was able to score, and I didn't know how much more that was going to stay the pace. Changed in the second half, but the first half was worrisome.
You took a 5-3 lead, but then Georgetown went on a run and eventually scored 5 straight goals. What was it that your defense wasn't doing that allowed Georgetown to go on that run?
We've always been a team defense, team-oriented defense, and we weren't that on Saturday. We didn't support each other. We didn't do a great job in our individual on-ball responsibilities. We didn't do a great job recognizing when to slide, who to slide to. So we were very disjointed and not on the same page. So we didn't play good team defense, and they exploited that.
Obviously, you talked about that at halftime. And they only scored 4 goals in the second half. Unfortunately, your offense wasn't able to overcome that deficit. What was Georgetown doing to stop the offense?
A little bit of Georgetown, a little bit of us. I think more so on us, especially in that fourth quarter. I think we had the ball, 3 times down 2, and then we turned, or 3 times we had the ball and we were down either 1 or 2, and we just turned the ball over, just careless. Force fed the crease, bad pass, and just careless with the ball. Woodall wins the face-off. We end up coughing it up, not able to get a good offensive possession off of that, to get some momentum in the fourth quarter. So we didn't do a great job controlling the tempo, controlling the ball, being able to play as error-free when we had the ball in the offensive end, which I think didn't get us into any kind of rhythm in that fourth quarter, didn't give us an opportunity to really manufacture scoring opportunities.
One area that was good was your clears. You were perfect. You were 17 of 17. And then Josh Miller, he gave up 12 goals, but he had 12 saves. Assess his performance against the Hoyas.
He was solid. I don't think he stole any for us, in that game. I think he did what he needed to do. Josh is a guy that's been able to kind of steal a few here and there, which obviously helps, when you're a goalie and helps the defense out. I thought his presence was decent. I thought he did a good job out there as far as establishing his voice and getting that going. Luckily, Georgetown isn't a team, at least this past weekend, wasn't a team that really was going to aggressively ride, which has been, an issue for us in the past, especially with Josh's decision-making in our defensive decision-making. So we were able to be successful in our clears. Again, we just didn't capitalize as much as we needed to.
Your teams over the past couple of seasons have been among the nation's leaders in fewest turnovers per game. So far, that hasn't been the case this year. How do you guys clean that up?
Just continue to make sure the guys understand the importance of valuing the ball. Not so much just having a possession and having it be a 3 or 4 minute possession just because we want to keep the ball. Just valuing the ball, making good decisions when we do get a turnover, a cause turnover in the defensive end, making the right pass upfield, being able to move the ball quickly, to the right guys, not throwing it into a double team situation and putting that player in a tough spot. Offensively, being able to take care of the ball and then, again, make good decisions and move your feet, the fundamentals of stick work along with the piece and the IQ piece of good decision making, as well as off the face-off. I think Woodall's had 3 to 5 turnovers in the past few games, and he gets a lot of pressure on him, but he's got to do a better job understanding how to evade that pressure and how to make good decisions with the ball.
Couple of standout performances on the offensive end. John Mazza and Phil Wise both had hat tricks. The freshman Wise progressing nicely.
Yeah, he's doing a good job, kind of filling a little bit of a role that we need out there. Can't expect too much out of him as a freshman. He's still just kind of taking his opportunities and doing a good job of that and being as aggressive as kind of he can be, but not. I don't feel like he's really pushing the limits further than getting out of his comfort zone, which is fine. So that was that's good to see Phil step up.
All right, well, the Tigers will have a busy week this week. Games at Loyola and at home against UMBC. Tune in later this week to TowsonTigers.com when Coach Nadelen and I will talk about the games against the Greyhounds and the Retrievers. Thanks for watching another edition of the Tiger Lacrosse Report. Until next time, I'm Spiro Morekas, and as always, go Tigers.